Hey everybody, a quick live stream to mull over the just what the heck happened point of view, right? And was motivated by a headline I saw on Reuters that, well, looks like this, and it's not really a pretty picture either. But the title is After Harris Loss, Angry Democrats Blame Her Boss, Biden. And it was over at Reuters. I'll show you where I saw it here. While I'm talking to you, I'm going to make sure that excuse me, while I tweet this out, right? There's a part of me that I hate to say it. Maybe it's because I've been through a lot of elections, but it didn't phase me. In other words, it's not a total crash. Maybe because of the nature of the business that we do now, but or maybe it's just because I honestly believe that my party, I'm a registered Democrat, took the wrong approach in handling the election a long time ago. And it's going to lead me to say some comments that I'm not comfortable with, but I think have to do with the truth. And it should be, what I'm going to say should be looked at from that perspective, okay? Um, but it has to be mentioned that we have some issues to work out as a party and in terms of our direction. We haven't dealt with them. Okay, we haven't had that heart to heart. Maybe because of the internet or whatever. Maybe it's we've allowed it to splinter us further. Whatever the case, that conversation we need to have has not occurred at all. And well, here it is. First of all, here's the article that motivated me to make this. Um, right here, and I'll scroll down a bit. Yeah, see the headline: After Harris loss, angry Democrats blame her boss, Biden. I don't. That might be coming from somebody like Van Jones, but I don't blame Joe Biden for the loss because look, uh, the simple fact of the matter is Biden did give way to Harris. It was a historic move. Joe Biden is a highly respected individual, always will. The question I have is, should Joe Biden have stepped away? And I'm one of the people who disagreed with the idea of Biden stepping away and had a series of arguments with it with my friend Van Jones, who was for it, and I remained a loyal Democrat and decided, you know what, I'll go on board with it. I won't say anything in opposition because if this gives us the best path to win, and he really is in that bad a shape, then this is what we need to do. So be it. And that's what I thought. Okay. Um, so and hindsight's always 2020, but that wasn't really why I believe we lost. I don't think it was that because look, Kamala was an effective campaigner, a really effective debater against Trump. She really prosecuted the message, right? But what was lost is the simple fact of the matter is that Democrat, my party, did not perform well in managing the economy. All right. And that's why we're here. My party did not perform well in managing the economy. You've heard it time and time again that two-thirds of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Well, how can you be happy with your economic situation if you're in that to that degree in a state of anxiety? You can't. So, but what we did as a party is we repeated that message again and again and again and again and again, and the Republicans picked up on it because it's true. And we did nothing about it. We pivoted to the sexual hot button issues of abortion and believing that abortion and rights for uh, those of the LGBTQ community were going to put us over the top And that's a misread. First of all, there are people who do not like the idea of babies being early terminated. All right. That has to be accepted. I believe in women has the right to choose. Fine. But what happened was we let that and we let the transgender matter really overtake the party. Okay. And we didn't overcome that. One moment, please. Okay. So as I was saying, and Valiant Thor says, so what about all those states who pledged their electoral college votes to the winner of the popular vote? Okay, fine. But that's, look, who gets the popular vote is a result of who makes the best argument to be the next leader. And it's very difficult to say, you have a blessed day too, by the way. It's very difficult to say you made the right argument if you haven't managed the economy correctly. Let's go back 4 years, because the question is, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? I know that 4 years ago, we had the pandemic. And even though Trump had a lot of different issues that had nothing to do with running the government, the one thing that Trump did get right, like it or not, was he got money to us during the pandemic quickly and frequently. And that impacted the gross domestic product. It went up when they pumped money in the economy. And then when they stopped, it went down. Under Biden, we had one more send, and that's it. And then right after Biden beat Trump, there was this drumbeat of, well, PPP loans were given to people who didn't need them. My company needed them. The people that work with me needed what I gave them out of that. I don't know of anyone who got a PPP loan that didn't need it. I don't know of anybody who got a PPP loan that didn't need it. Um, but I do know that also the federal government looked at Zenny 62 Media, someone there did, and thought we weren't really real. And when I called the attorney to have him explain the letter, and he said, I don't know what this is about either, but they think that because you have two URLs, you're not legitimate. I said, what kind of stupid stuff is this? Jim Asherson got rid of it. Okay. Thank you, Jim. Just got rid of it. It was stupid. There are a lot of people who have internet companies today. And if the federal government's mis-evaluating them for reasons like that, then they're not going to be happy. Entrepreneurs like me are not going to be happy with who's in charge, allowing it to happen. And I sent email after email after email. I made videos about this stuff. And I'm not the only one. We had class action lawsuits that we were planning against the SBA. We were really upset. Okay. There are a lot of people who were just really massively upset. All of that came under Biden's watch, and it was never handled. My company was supposed to get an increase in its loan, the economic disaster loan, which is different from the PPP loan. We were consistently promised that, and then they said we don't get one. All right, after sending me notices that I did, but then never explained why. And they would be nasty about it. I'd say, so what is it that is wrong? My portal isn't working. These are issues that were never fixed, okay? Never fixed. And when you are concerned about your flow because you're losing clients because of the pandemic, you're not going to be a happy camper, okay? None of these problems were addressed. They were allowed to linger. You don't do that to people. Biden's head of the SBA was awful, just completely awful. That's part of your economic strategy right there, how you respond to the needs of small business. And my party was piss poor. We didn't listen. That has to do with putting money on the table so that people can eat, all right? Money on the table so that people can eat. My party didn't listen, okay? So then there was the LGBTQ issue, all right? A lot of folks like myself are conservative. However, I have a lot of gay friends. I've known people who, to change their sex, were judges now for decades in some cases. So what? But the bottom line is that changing of behavior, fine. But there are people who don't want it to be the overwhelming norm. Like everybody is that way, which is a threat to people like myself who are standard issue males and females who are breeders, okay? Which is how you keep the species going, all right? We were designed to do that. We were designed to do that. What Republicans did was they took our issues in the very liberal way we handle it, which is just, all right, and made that their central issue. But if you think about it in terms of reality, the percentage of people who are that way, if you will, is really small, really small. But what the Republicans did made it look like it was a huger problem than it really was. However, here's the catch, and I'm saying something that's very uncomfortable, but this is the truth. The fact of the matter is that women's sports, and I love women athletes for long since I've been, alive, a teenager, are finally getting what they're worth. Well, in some cases, in the market, or if they're not getting it, they're on their way to doing so, and it's a beautiful thing to see. The strong woman is finally getting her due, but strong women do not look like men, and so now all of a sudden we have this issue of men changing their sex to be women. You can't really change your sex because you cannot give birth. If you can't give birth, you're not really a woman. All right, that's just the way that is. Okay, it's just the way that is. All right, but I'll finish more about it. I've got to go. I will talk to you later. All right, subscribe to Zenny62.